Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Round 29 of the 2023 NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series season coming your way. We have about 51 laps to go here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. It is the second to last race of the season, and it is the last round of 8 playoff race here for these 2023 Truck Series drivers. We are in the final stage. We're being led by Landon Jenkins in the 02 truck. We have had a huge list of different leaders. We have so many different drivers that have the speed and the skill to drive up there and take the lead. It's just simply been all about the draft and all about the long run speed and staying with that lead pack. It's been a true tough task for these drivers here tonight. Aaron Garcia in the 24 is locked into the final 4. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. is 8 points above the cut line in that 51 truck. Landon Jenkins, who's leading this race right now, is 5 points to the good. Sean Lucas in the 32 truck, who's in your screen here, is 4 points to the good. Dustin Franklin in the 38 Ford F-150 is 4 points to the bad. He's below the cut line. Aiden Cody in the 40 truck, 7 points out as of now. 8 points out is Jordan Roughton in the 18 truck. And Alex Tesdall, as of now, is 16 points out, and therefore in a must-win situation in that 98 Ford F-150. That is kind of a rundown on where your favorite drivers that are in the round of 8 are currently running and what their situation is like here with about 50 laps to go in the final stage here in round 29 of the season. I am NASCAR CEO and founder Tyler McMurder, along with my in-race reporter, 2022 NASCAR Novice Cup Series champion Alex Tesdall. Alex made it to the round of 12 in the 16 driver playoffs in the NASCAR Motormaster Series this year. It was the first time in 3 years that he has missed the round of 8 for that series. Here he is in the round of 8 for the trucks, but in a must-win situation. Alex, you were up there in second at one point. We know that you've got the skill and the speed to get this job done, but it's going to be tough. You know what lies ahead, the challenges that lie ahead. What do you need to do to make sure you have a chance?
Get my way back through this field as fast as possible.
I couldn't agree more. The laps are running out. We will have more green flag pit stops. It's hard to pass, and it's hard to keep the track position when you do complete the pass, because it's so easy to get a run on the truck in front of you that even right after you complete a pass on somebody, if you're not ready to work on the truck ahead of you again, the truck you just passed is usually going to make the same move on you that you just made on them. Landon Jenkins leads in the 02. Jordan Roughton in the 18 runs in second. That's huge for Jordan, running in second right now. Remember, 8 points below the cut line as of right now. Needs a big finish in that 18 Toyota. Connor Brown runs in third. Non-playoff driver, started the season late. Won a race in the NASCAR Motormaster Series this year in those Xfinity cars. Running in third, having a strong run. Just behind him, Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 51. Jeffrey is 8 points to the good. He knows that as long as he doesn't do anything wild and crazy or have any serious problems, he's going to advance to the Final Four. He advanced to the Final Four this year for the NASCAR Motormaster Series in those Xfinity cars. Had a heartbreaking finish in the Homestead Championship race in the Motormaster Series. Our championship race is actually at this track at Homestead for that series. And he ended up finishing 4th in the final standings. Right now he's got Trey Hollywood in the number 8 Ford F-150, taking a look down low for 4. Trey was eliminated in the round of 12 here this year in the Truck Series, was eliminated in the round of 16 for the Motormaster Series. Great battles all throughout the field. Every now and then you see somebody peek down low or peek up high and try to complete the pass. Again, folks, very hard to complete the pass, and also very tricky to keep the track position once you've completed those passes. So easy to get a run on the truck in front of you. Someone we haven't talked too much about so far since we've opened the broadcast is Aaron Garcia in the 24, regular season champion, 11 wins this season. 30 career stage wins here for him in the NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series, pull awards rather, and 39 stage wins. Got career-breaking and record-setting numbers here in the NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series. And he's arguably the favorite to win the championship this year. He's locked into the Final Four at Phoenix next week, and he's the only one that can say confidently and for sure that he's going to be there battling for a championship. The last two round of 8 playoff races were hosted tonight. Talladega was earlier, and here we are at Homestead. Trey Hollywood won earlier tonight at Talladega, a driver who was eliminated in the round of 12, so it did not lock a driver into the Final Four. But coming into tonight's 2 races, 2nd through 7th was only separated by 7 points. It was anyone's ball game coming into tonight, trying to advance their way to Phoenix next week. And now a slide job pass there by Jordan Roughton to take the lead, but a crossover move by Landon Jenkins coming out of turn 4, and he's going to have the inside coming across the start-finish line and going into turn 1. Now Jordan Roughton definitely led that lap, and we would absolutely offer bonus points for leading one lap and leading the most if there was some sort of way, some sort of system where NASCAR Heat 5 kept track of such a statistic from every race on here, multiplayer lobbies. It would be darn near impossible for us here in the booth to try to keep a tally chart of that while doing commentary as well. We would need more staff, that's for sure. And they're trading the lead back and forth like crazy here. Landon Jenkins down low, getting a push from Trey Hollywood in the 8, and it looks like Ethan Hoekstra in the number 97. Black and blue number 97 Chevy Silverado there. It's a custom paint job with no sponsor on the hood. He's looking pretty strong here. Whoa! Jordan Roughton in the 18 had a wild moment there, a beautiful save, and he keeps himself here in the ball game within striking distance of winning this race. In my opinion, as long as you're in the draft with this lead pack, they're not really going anywhere. As long as you're quick enough to stay with them, there's no major chance, no big chance of them really driving away from you, so you're in good shape. Just stay with them and go through these cycles of pit stops and try to have draft help at the end of each cycle of pit stops if you can help it. A couple of drivers who would love to see another caution here. We've had a couple for on-track incidents, mostly here in the final stage. Some of those drivers include Jesse Carlson in the 88, Sean Lucas in the 32, Chevy Silverado as well. One of our round of 8 playoff drivers. He's 4 points to the good to make the Final Four next week at Phoenix coming into this final stage. But if he were to finish where he's running right now, Dustin Franklin would bump him out of that spot, and Dustin would advance to the Final Four. So there's still a lot up for grabs, still a lot on the line. There is Dustin Franklin in the number 38 Ford F-150. And he is exactly, as of right now, where they're running tied with Sean Lucas. And now he's actually going to be 1 spot to the good, 2 spots to the good, as he completes the pass on Angelo. And they all took advantage of Alex Tesdahl making a mistake there in turns 1 and 2.
I was moved.
Who moved you?
51.
Oh, wow. And you guys were working together earlier, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, that's odd. We didn't bring you coverage of stage 1 or stage 2, but most of stage 2, we saw Jeffrey Robinson Jr. and Alex Tesdahl working together and actually driving away from the rest of the field and looked pretty strong, but then towards the end of it, came down to some fuel strategy. Those drivers needed to pit, and others like Jesse Carlson stayed out, and Jesse was able to sweep the stages here tonight with some fuel strategies in the number 88 Ford F-150, spoiling the party for the playoff drivers. Landon Jenkins in the 02 leading the way here with about 40 laps to go. Get an update from Alex Tesdahl. How many do we have to go?
34.
And 4. Yeah, we're getting there, folks. The season is getting there as well. The 2023 Truck Series season here marks the 6th annual NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series season. 2018 was the inaugural, and we saw Kenny Adair drive his way to the championship that year. He was winless that season, and then the very next season, the following season in 2019, he went out there and won the season opener at Daytona, one of our crown jewel events, the Tailgate 250 at Daytona. Seen other drivers like Jimmy Best and Nick Don Francesco, and Aaron Garcia last year, all winning truck championships here in NASCAR, and we're ready to crown another, and it'll come your way next Monday at Phoenix International Raceway here on NASCAR Heat 5 on the NOSSCAR YouTube channel. We have one truck off the track here. Looks like it's Sean McMenamin, the 65, or excuse me, 69 Chevy Silverado there. No sponsor and a custom paint job for him. Kenny Adair, the champion from 2018, we were just discussing, he's got a ton of front-end damage to that Ford. And he's one of the few that are hoping for a caution to kind of get caught back up to the lead pack. And Trey Hollywood takes the race lead here for the second time tonight. He's going to lead some laps at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. comes right up behind him. He was getting a great push from Connor in the number 3. And that's how he was able to run down the tailgate of the 8 Ford so quickly. Suddenly it looked like all 3 of them were going to work together. And now Trey Hollywood got all sorts of loose there. Came down and into the side of another truck. Was able to save it and continue on, but it stacked the field up a little bit. Alex Tesdall ran into the back of the 8 truck even. That get your heart rate going, Alex? How you feeling?
Yeah, for a second there I thought I was about to get destroyed. Thankfully the damage is minimal. Tightened the truck up a little, but honestly on the old tires it might be a little bit of a help.
As long as you keep the draft with the lead pack. I know everyone's strung out right now, but that's the key at this point. This allowed Jesse Carlson and Sean Lucas to kind of catch back up to the lead pack a little bit. I don't think they have the draft with too many of them, but it reduced the gap between them. And now Dustin Franklin in the 38 Ford coming to pit road. He was amongst this lead pack at one point, but then lost them about 2 or 3 or maybe about 5 laps ago. Now he's going to surrender his track position and come to pit road. As they were running, he was trying to be about 3 or 4 spots in front of Sean Lucas in order to get that very last final 4 spot for Phoenix next week. Now Jordan Roughton in the 18, Trey Hollywood in the 8 there coming to pit road. Scheduled.
To be able to make it, you will have a chance, but you will have to run this tank dry as far as you possibly can, because you will have to save a little bit in the last run.
Oh, wow. So some of these trucks that are coming very early, they might be in a bit of trouble here. That includes Trey Hollywood, Jordan Roughton, and a couple of others. Rush Downing in the 13, and Dustin Franklin in the 38 came 1 lap before those 3 even. And Dustin's one of those drivers that really needs a good finish here, because he's battling it out, slugging it out with Sean Lucas for that last final 4 spot. And now you can see Sean in the 32 was able to stay out another extra lap while another group of trucks is coming to pit road.
There was a wreck off 4. I thought I saw a truck against the outside wall.
I didn't see one. I was just looking at a couple trucks that were in that area, and I didn't see anything. I'm watching trucks on pit road right now, though. And Rush Downing has crashed at the exit of pit road. And it looked like he was actually coming off pit road and that happened, so I'm not too sure exactly what sparked that, but he's got front-end damage now. And Connor Brown, Alex Tesdall, and 2 others there.
If you put the left sides in the grass on the access road, it's easy to go around.
That might have been what he did, yeah. So a number of pit stops being complete now. Jeffrey Robinson Jr., Connor Brown, and others coming back onto the racetrack. It's going to be very interesting to see where everybody is in the running order once this all cycles through. Some of these drivers might be ahead of others that they weren't ahead of before, because they short pit by a few laps and had fresher tires for a couple of extra laps before everybody else. But in theory, you would think that those drivers that pit a few laps later would likely run them back down before the end of this race, having slightly fresher tires for a longer duration of time. That's the theory anyways. We'll have to see.
Still on the track as the leader. so he's going to be good to the end.
Yeah, he'll be good to the end for sure on fuel.
Actually, he won't have to save this last run if he keeps going a couple more, and he'll be able to run it hard while a lot of us have to save.
Sean Lucas coming to pit road in the 32. He's usually the one that can really stand up to Jesse Carlson in the fuel consumption department. Sean was ahead of the 88 in terms of track position when Sean made his pit stop, but he's going to pit at least one lap sooner than the driver of the 88, Jesse Carlson. And again, it's going to be really interesting to see where everybody cycles out. There's so much on the line here. These drivers trying to punch their ticket into the Final Four. Gave you a rundown at the very beginning of the broadcast about where all 8 of the round of 8 playoff drivers were kind of seated coming into this race, and after the 2 stages. They all know what they need to do. And Jesse Carlson signaling on the back straightaway that he is likely pitting this time by. He came all the way down below the white line, and if he does pit, it'll be 2 full laps later than Sean Lucas in the 32 Chevy Silverado, who was basically the closest to Jesse Carlson in terms of the length of the number of laps they were able to go on a fuel tank. So if anyone doesn't need to worry about fuel for this last stint, it's Jesse Carlson. And if there's another, then it's Sean Lucas. But again, folks, that's right there, even a 2-lap difference. Now here's Aaron Garcia and Alex Tesdall working together, and that's key. A lot of these drivers, after the cycle of pit stops, are likely going to come back out onto the track without a drafting partner. You can see Jeffrey Robinson Jr. is on his own. Ethan Hoekstra is on his own. There are some that got lucky, and they are still grouped up, but it's key to have a dance partner throughout the cycle of pit stops. The next truck they're going to run down is Aiden Cody in the 40 truck, and if they can get there, maybe all 3 of them can work together. Now it's all cycled through. We'll throw it down to Alex Tesdall. Alex, who do you have as the race leader?
3 truck is currently out front.
Something might have happened then to Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 51, because I'm pretty sure he was up closer to the leaders before he made his pit stop. Now he's about a full straightaway behind your race leader, Connor Brown, in the 3. First time he's led laps here tonight. Is Sean Lucas the one in second in the 32? If
I'm
so,
not sure.
If so, then he might be in the prime position to win this stage, because I know that Jesse Carlson in the 88 does, or excuse me, win this race, because we know that Jesse Carlson in the 88 does not have to save anything, but we don't think Sean needs to save either anything or he needs to save very little. And if he's this much closer to the leader than Jesse Carlson is, you know, in theory, Sean Lucas is in the catbird seat to potentially win this race. He's got about 2 or 3 lap fresher tires than the race leader Connor Brown just in front of him, but it looks like he's running that patient and calm and smooth pace, a very smooth line as well. It doesn't look like he's trying to exhaust his fuel or exhaust his tires at this point. Doesn't look like he's trying to pounce and take the lead is basically what I'm getting at. It looks like he's very content to run about 3 truck lengths behind Connor Brown and just keep him within sights and save his stuff. And Dustin Franklin in the 38 truck. I'm not sure.
And 24 had a little bit of a disagreement. Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's completely fine. I was actually just watching this battle here. Did they make contact?
Yeah, when Jesse went to pass initially, Aaron threw a wild block, and Jesse drove it in deep and pushed him up into the fence, and yeah.
Interesting. They're going to start trying to work together. Try to stay with him. I know that Jesse's got fresh tires, so it'll be tough. Now, I'm not sure if Dustin Franklin is on the lead lap or not, because we saw when he made his green flag scheduled pit stop, when he peeled down pit road, it appeared that he wasn't very far ahead of the leader rather than being, you know, within close proximity of being behind them. It looked like he was closer to going one lap down than he was challenging for the leader for the top 5 when he made his pit stop. When he came into frame, all of a sudden was entering pit road. So I don't know if he's running third right now on the lead lap. You can see the 2 leaders in front of him, or if he's the first truck one lap down and just trying to hold on and pray for a caution. If I had to make a guess, though, I do believe he's trapped a lap down, and if that's the case, Jordan Roughton is the one running in third in the 18. Toyota Tundra, one of our round of 8 playoff drivers, has a win this year. Won a race in the Motormaster Series in the Xfinity cars as well. Angelo in the 56 runs in 5th, and Aiden Cody in the 40 truck scored in 6th. Not too far behind them, Landon Jenkins runs in 7th. Jesse Carlson in 8th, Aaron Garcia in 9th, and Alex Tesdall rounds out the top 10. 18 trucks started this race, 16 of them on the lead lap. And now getting word that Alex Tesdall is in fact running 9th. Who do you have in front of you in 8th and 7th? That'll help me.
NASCAR Oak and Black Cross.
I'm going to ask you again the same question in just a little bit, though. Has it changed to Pluto in one of those 2 spots?
Yes, Pluto has felt it is.
Okay, so I'm just confirming that these 3 are indeed on the lead lap. So it's somebody in front of them that is not on the lead lap that I'm scoring as if they are. Could be Aiden Cody in the 40, could be Angelo in the 56. I'm not too sure who it is. That's why we need a leaderboard, NASCAR Heat.
It might be the 38, since you said he wasn't too far ahead of the leaders when he made a stop.
No, but I factored that in to when I gave everybody an update on the running order. I know I know Connor Brown's the leader, and maybe it's Sean Lucas in the 32, but I don't think so. Sean, I think, should be in 2nd in that 32 truck, but if not, then he's the first truck a lap down. I'm really not too sure at this point, which is unfortunate. Getting an update, getting a report here from pit road. Ethan Hoekstra in the 97 took 2 tires by an accident on his pit road and had problems there during his cycle of pit stops. He is off the track and done for the day. This leaves 14 trucks left on the racetrack, and Alex, if you could be so kind to give us a laps to go update whenever you hit the line next, that would be great. But I guess it would be about 20 to go from here, right? Something like that.
11.
Jeez, I'm off. I hit the nail right on the head in the race earlier. 20 to go guess for that one, but yeah, I was way off for this one. So we've got 11 laps to go. We've got Connor Brown in the 3 leading the way. Now, this is really going to shake up and scramble here, though, folks. There's going to be some trucks that run out of fuel, we think. A lot of these trucks, when they made their pit stop, Alex Tesdall kind of gave us a bit of an update and a bit of a rundown on how that was going to work for them. They were going to need to save a pretty decent amount, pretty significant amount of fuel during this last stint to make it the rest of the distance if we didn't get a caution. And then some of the trucks that came in a few laps later would need to either save very little or not at all. And so some of these drivers that came to pit road very early, they're the ones that are probably watching their fuel gauges the most, and they're probably the most concerned. Connor Brown in the 3 was amongst the ones who came to pit road relatively earlier than some. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can hang on here and capture his very first NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series victory. He found victory lane for the first time this year in the NOSSCAR Motormaster Series in those Xfinity cars. That was at Talladega. And he's looking strong here at Homestead in the Tailgate Truck Series.
I think the 8 just signaled he's pitting.
And that does not surprise me because he was one of the first to come to pit road. Here comes Dustin Franklin in the 38 truck as well. He was the very first to come to pit road, Dustin was. And that's a heartbreaker.
Someone nearly wrecked enough for us. A red truck rolled into one. Looks like he saved it, though.
I believe that was Kenny Adair in the 94. We are still green. Updating everyone on Dustin Franklin in that 38 Ford F-150. Coming into this final stage at Homestead, he was 4 points below the cut line. 4 points behind Sean Lucas in the 32. And now, hypothetically, if Sean can make it the entire distance in this race and get himself a top 5 or a top 6 or 7 finish, Dustin Franklin just had to make an extra pit stop, and he is likely going to finish behind Sean in the 32, and therefore Sean is looking pretty good right now to advance to the Final Four next week at Phoenix. Trey Hollywood just leaving pit road now.
Sean is currently scored 10th, 18 seconds behind him, so I don't know.
Oh, wow.
But I think he is still in front of Dustin as of right now.
He is. As of now, he's definitely in front of Dustin. Dustin is outside the top 10 for sure is what this means. Remember earlier I was trying to think of who it was in front of you that was a lap down, and that's why we were having the disagreement on the running order. It was Sean Lucas in the 32.
Oh.
I guessed even during that discussion that if it was him, that he was the first truck a lap down just behind the leader. And unfortunately for him, it is him. And now the leader has come to pit road, Connor Brown in the 3, Jordan Roughton in the 18 as well. He is one of our round of 8 playoff drivers, Jordan in the 18. Comes into this final stage 8 points below the cut line. So a lot of these drivers really hoping and praying. Who is the new race leader?
The 40.
I thought so. And don't count him out here either. He is a round of 8 playoff driver. If he can hold on the rest of the way and win this race, he punches his ticket into the Final Four at Phoenix next week. It would bump out Sean Lucas in the 32, who's actually the next truck behind him, but it's not a battle for position. As we mentioned just a bit ago, he's the first truck 1 lap down. But in the top 10, looking to get a decent finish out of this, and it's all he needs at this point with Dustin Franklin having so many problems.
The 51 made a stop. He's falling back behind me quick.
You're right, Jeffrey Robinson Jr., another round of 8 playoff driver. He's on pit road, couldn't make it the entire distance. He was 8 points above the cut line coming into this final stage. He will likely advance because of that cushion, but he'll likely finish outside the top 10 or around 10th or 9th or 11th. So it's going to be close for him regardless. Now, Jesse Carlson has caught the tailgate of the number 40, the leader, Aiden Cody, and it's likely here that the 40 is going to let him go, but maybe not, because I think that that's actually the battle for the lead. I don't think Jesse is a lap behind him. I think that this is truly a battle for position. Jesse Carlson has saved the fuel and
just took the lead.
Yeah, we think he's good to go on fuel to the finish here. And if so, then he just spoiled the hopes and dreams for Aiden Cody to advance his way to the Final Four. Coming into this final stage, Aiden was 7 points below the cut line. Now, that might be good enough to advance him into the Final Four. It just depends on where Sean Lucas in the 32 truck finishes. He's 1 full lap ahead of Sean.
P8, and the 51 is P12. He might, I don't know, is he safe?
He's 8 points to the good, Jeffrey is in the 51. I don't know, this is getting close in a few different ways. And now the 40 looks like he's slow over here in turns 3. He might be out. He might have to come to pit road. And he's coming. No, he's not. How many laps do we have left?
Oh, the 88 just took the checkered.
And it's over. The 56 blew a tire at the end. Aiden Cody's going to lose a few spots at the end. I don't think he's going to advance because of this. And the 88 of Jesse Carlson wins at Homestead-Miami Speedway, spoils the party for the playoff drivers. Now, don't forget photos of the results, Alex, but if you can tell me where some of these drivers finished, I might be able to tell the viewers before we sign out who advanced and who didn't.
Okay, Blackcross second, CW third, Pluto fourth, Angelo fifth, myself sixth, and Steven, Noah, Franklin, PC, Hollywood, Juicy, Pickle, Lunatic, XD, K2.
Juicy J was where again?
12th. I do have screenshots too, just in case we need them.
Awesome, thank you. Honestly, I can confidently say Aaron Garcia in the 24 has advanced. Landon Jenkins in the 02 has advanced. Sean Lucas in the 32 has advanced. I believe it's Jeffrey Robinson Jr. advancing, and it's Aiden Cody in the first spot out.
That 51 did advance. It's close. Gotta be.
Pardon me. The wow, yeah, I know it's going to be very close, but I can confidently say that I believe that that's the way it is here. Now, the point standings will be updated on the website at NOSSCAR.com/Tailgate Truck Series very, very shortly, within about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and you will be able to see if your favorite NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series driver advanced to the Final Four or not. But we can for sure confirm Aaron Garcia in the 24, Landon Jenkins in the 02, and Sean Lucas in the 32 have definitely advanced their way into the Final Four next week at Phoenix. And I'm almost certain, folks, Jeffrey Robinson Jr. is the fourth and final driver in that 51 Toyota. He may have finished in 12th in this race, but he had an 8-point cushion going into the final stage, and the drivers outside the cut line chasing him both did not finish well enough to overcome that 8-point cushion he had to pass him in points. Dustin Franklin...
They had to get close with a P12, though.
Absolutely. Dustin Franklin finished only a couple spots ahead of him, and that's what really saved Jeffrey. And Aiden Cody was 11 points behind Jeffrey going into the final stage, and I know that Aiden did not beat him by 11 spots in that final stage. Aiden would have needed to finish second for that to happen, or first, you know what I mean? So yeah. I can confidently say that Jeffrey advanced to the Final Four as well. I'm just going to go ahead and say that, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But, folks, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I know for sure Aaron Garcia, Landon Jenkins, Sean Lucas are in, and I'm going to go ahead and just tell you as Jeffrey Robinson Jr. advances to the Final Four as well at Phoenix next week here on NASCAR Heat 5. We'll have it for you on the NASCAR YouTube channel. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. Thank you again to Alex Tesdall for being such an amazing in-race reporter. And we will see you next week when we crown a 2023 NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series champion. Good night, everybody. Happy Easter.